Hey, welcome back. It's Joshua Bellinger of Countervest.com, and a question I'm often asked is, Josh, how do you find unusual option activity? And unusual option activity is a nice, sexy buzzword, but I've often said that it's too broad to be anything. What's unusual? Like what is unusual? You have to define what is unusual. The good thing is I wrote 3 articles over at Countervest.com where you can learn more about how I define unusual option activity. I have 3 different buckets. The one bucket is what I refer to as hot money. And I'm going to show you a trade here in a second that talks about specifically a hot money activity using this platform called Wealth Charts. The problem with finding unusual option activities, there's a lot of data. There's a lot of transactions to go through, and you need an algorithm to do it. And even if you have an algorithm, which is almost kind of like an AI-based, kind of a filtering process to filter in as quickly as you possibly can from all the data come from the 16 exchanges. You got to be able to do that, and you got to understand what's meaningful. So that's the reason why I have 3 different buckets. Again, you can go to countervest.com, and under the articles, you can read about that. I have 5 different articles about unusual option activity and walking you through kind of a framework and an understanding of how I approach it and how it's better going to help you. So without any more time wasted, let's talk about what I have for you on the screen here. What we're looking at here is a newer company called Wealth Charts. I've worked with them. What they have here is called the Options Hunter. So this is something to at your fingertips here. The problem is that you can't identify exactly what you want. So I need what I want because I know what I need and I know what works, and I've done this for a while. So you look at here and there's a lot of data. So I'm going to walk you through one of the things here that I've helped them, or that they've programmed in here for their users. So on the chart here right above, you see this thing called bullish hot money. Bullish hot money is contracts that are 30 days to expiration, typically about 30 days to expiration, that have been out of the money, and we identify them as group trades, which are called sweeps, but they're being bought on the offer that exceed open interest, and those are the pieces that go into it. So we're looking for hot action, short term, looking for these pretty massive sized bets that look to pay off in a short amount of time. That's what I call hot money. So looking on here, one of the things that stood out, this still needs a little bit of work here, but what we want to focus in on is the strike. It's okay to, how they identify it here, because I could use my other system to identify what we're looking at, but the one that's that stood out to me was Snap. Snap here had this activity that was on the bullish hot money here, and we're going to take a look here at Snap here on the activity. So what we noticed here in the contract that was where this took place was in the May 7th strike here. So what we're looking at and what came across the activity here was the May 65 contract. You already have 6,200 contracts here. You had 9,400 traded today, and the biggest block was 1,000 that was purchased at $1.05, and this was about 28 minutes to the close. And that's interesting as well. We've talked in different videos, but when you have all day to buy something and then you come in, pretty much late, it's kind of odd. So we're going to see what the open interest is here. But if you look at the chart here, one thing I want to talk about is I typically don't use order flow and align it with technicals. You could use technicals to align your thesis and then use order flow. Order flow is what we're kind of discussing here, following order flow. And it's meaningful because if someone's buying an option, they need it to go higher. So whatever information, whatever reason that they have, they're buying it, and their outcome has to be prices go higher. So we just, the whole insider aspect. Insiders buy for what reason? One reason. They sell for many reasons. So right here, we look at this chart here. It's pretty choppy. It's been up and down, up and down. And to be honest, Snap is one that we see this hot money action, and sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't. And that's why with this one specifically, the targets on this one, you want it to be almost kind of scalping. You want it shorter term here. But if you look at the 10 and 20 here, it's been holding up there. And earnings, the other issue right now is we have to kind of walk through these I want to reference them as landmines, but kind of are. You got to dodge these earnings events and not get caught in them or try to get in after them. So afterwards, kind of a flat earnings event here, and buyers have stepped in the previous 2 days, and now we kind of got a doji. I think it's a candle here. It's been a while since I've studied my candlesticks here, but here we got this kind of mid-range here. We got some activity coming in there, and this could be one where we see Snap kind of run up higher here. It's been quiet. It has been one in the past that has seen some pretty strong intraday moves. And what we're seeing in the option market here is one of those where we're seeing some money flow into those 65 contracts. So it's not crazy out of the money, and it's a pretty decent sized premium that was paid, $1.05 that was paid. You see 9,000 contracts traded, 6,000 contracts of open interest. It will add tomorrow, and keep an eye on this one. Keep an eye, trade it, figure it out. But this is one seeing money put in play here, and this is one that they don't stop out on. They don't stop out on a trade here. They put their money down and they let it ride. So train's coming, got to go.